Welcome to time-tested advice, where ancient philosophy meets the modern world. You were never meant to blend in. You were made to move differently, calmly, carefully, and with quiet strength. Let's face it, in today's workplaces, it often feels like the loudest voices and biggest personalities get ahead. But not you. You're the Sigma female. You don't force smiles, you don't seek approval, and you're not interested in climbing some corporate ladder just to impress people you don't even admire. Still, you succeed, quietly, smartly, and without apology. You don't need to be in the spotlight because you already know your worth. While others chase attention and play office politics, you're quietly reading people, patterns, and shifts in power like it's second nature. You're not distracted. You're building your own rulebook, working efficiently, staying sharp, and staying far ahead without making a big deal out of it. This isn't one of those boss babe pep talks. This is for the woman who moves in silence, who's often overlooked, and who uses that very fact to her benefit. You're not just making it through the workplace, you're shaping it around your strengths, even when no one realizes it. You're a Sigma. Your power isn't loud, it's solid. You don't follow roads, you design new ones. So if you've ever felt like you don't think or work like everyone else, good. That's your edge. Stick around till the end of this video. You'll see just how your quiet style actually gives you the upper hand. You don't need to shout to play the game when you're the one quietly running it. So, subscribe to the channel for more content like this and leave a like while you're at it. Let's begin. In most offices, people think being loud means being smart. Meetings turn into a contest, everyone tossing around big words, trying to sound clever. But not the Sigma woman. She doesn't waste her breath. She speaks less. But when she does, it's powerful. She's not shy or unsure. She's just focused. While others talk in circles or repeat the obvious, she listens. She pays attention to what's being said and what's not being said. She studies the energy in the room, and when she finally speaks, it's not small talk, it's substance. Her words matter because she doesn't use them unless they do. That's why people listen when she talks. She's known for saying the one thing that shifts everything. She's not there to out-talk others. She's there to make sure what she says makes a difference. Over time, people start turning to her, not for noise, but for truth. They know she brings clarity. This throws people off. They're used to show-offs, not sharp thinkers. But the Sigma female doesn't care about attention. She lets her insight speak for itself. In a room full of chatter, her calm voice is the one that cuts through. It doesn't rush, it doesn't shout, but it hits, and it sticks. While everyone else is fighting to be heard, she's mastering the skill of saying just enough and making every word count. Speak less, hit harder, and let silence be the drum roll before your words change the room. Most people in the office focus on being liked, small talk, birthday parties, and weekend chats. It's not wrong, but Sigma women think differently. They're not rude, they're just smart about where their energy goes. They know that being popular doesn't stop problems or save projects, so instead of trying to be everyone's best friend, she builds systems. What kind of systems? Tools, checklists, workflows, anything that helps her get things done faster, cleaner, and with less help. While others are asking questions or waiting for someone to step in, she's already ahead, because she planned for it. It's not that she doesn't like people, she just doesn't need to rely on them to work well. She's independent, organized, and prepared. She doesn't hope someone will fill in the blanks, she's already filled them in. Her setup runs smoothly because she built it to. And when things go wrong, and they always do, she doesn't freeze. She doesn't wait for permission or panic when someone calls in sick. Her system keeps going. She knows what to do next. She knows where things are. She's ready, always. People notice this. Even if they don't say it out loud, they respect it. While others survive on likability or teamwork alone, she stands out because she's dependable. Her way of working doesn't depend on popularity. It depends on preparation. And, in a world that changes fast and full of surprises, being someone who doesn't fall apart. That's not just smart, that's powerful. Because Sigma females don't just make things work, they make things better. People often say, find a mentor to guide you. And for some, that works. But Sigma females aren't built like everyone else. They don't wait around hoping someone important notices them or offers help. They don't beg for guidance. Instead, they watch, they learn, and they grow on their own. They study everything happening around them, who handles pressure well, who breaks under stress, how leaders respond to chaos, and when someone's pride gets in the way. Every situation becomes a lesson. Every mistake becomes a note in their mental notebook. They don't admire titles or put people on a pedestal. They've seen too many leaders act out of ego or make poor choices. So instead of looking up to someone and copying their path, Sigma females gather wisdom from everywhere and build their own way forward. And slowly, without making noise, they become the person others go to for answers. When things get tough and the so-called leaders stay silent or panic, it's the Sigma female people turn to. Why? Because she didn't just learn how to survive, she learned how to lead. What makes it even more powerful is that she never needed anyone's permission to grow. She didn't need a title or a pat on the back. She just worked, learned, improved, and became someone others respect, often surprising the same people who once overlooked her. That's the Sigma way. Don't wait to be led. Lead yourself. Don't search for the guide. Become the guide. Because while others are waiting for someone to show them how to rise, she's already doing it on her own terms. In most workplaces, people think being nice means being trustworthy. A friendly smile, a kind word, a joke here and there. It's easy to believe someone's on your side. But the Sigma female knows better. She's learned that being polite doesn't always mean being loyal. She doesn't put her trust in smiles. She puts it in patterns. Anyone can act nice when they want something. But what happens after the meeting ends? What do they say when no one's around? Do their words change depending on who they're talking to? The Sigma female watches closely. She notices small changes, fake energy, and who only appears when they need a favor. She doesn't call it out. She doesn't spread gossip. She simply observes, storing every little inconsistency in her mind like puzzle pieces slowly coming together. That's why she rarely gets caught off guard. People say she's hard to read or distant, but really, she's just careful. She gives herself time to see who people really are before letting them in. Because once you've been hurt by someone who acted sweet but betrayed you later, you stop trusting words. You start trusting actions. And while others fall for the same tricks again and again, she's already figured it out. People can lie, people can act, but patterns never lie. And she's always paying attention, not because she's paranoid, but because she's wise. In every office, there's always a crowd, the popular group. They eat lunch together, laugh loudly, and try to stay close to the boss. To them, being in feels like the key to success, but not the Sigma female. She stays on the outside, not because she's unfriendly, but because she sees through it all. She's not there to play favorites or join the gossip circle. She notices who switches sides to stay in favor, who talks behind backs, and who only acts nice for show. She doesn't join in. She steps aside. People may think she's cold, but they don't understand. She's not antisocial. She's just smart with her energy. She knows how to be kind and respectful, but she won't pretend just to be accepted. If it feels fake, she walks away. If the room feels full of masks, she'd rather be alone. She doesn't need a group to feel good. She's comfortable being on her own, staying focused, and keeping her plans quiet until they're ready. Her way of networking is different. It's real. It's deep. She only connects with people she can truly trust. While cliques waste time playing games, she's studying how the system works. And when the time is right, she makes her move, confident, alone, and already ahead. She doesn't try to fit in. She builds her own path. And while others get stuck trying to please their circle, she's free, focused, calm, and far away from the drama. While others are busy talking about what they plan to do, the Sigma female is already doing it, and doing it better. She doesn't need applause every time she finishes something big. You'll often find her wrapping things up faster than expected, with great quality and no complaints. Why? Because she doesn't rely on compliments to feel worthy. She lets her results speak for her. In most offices, the loudest people get noticed. Some brag in meetings or constantly remind others how busy they are. But that's not her style. She isn't driven by ego or attention. She's focused on getting things done. She doesn't look for praise. But if someone tries to steal credit for her work, she's got the facts to back herself. Proof, numbers, real results. No yelling, no drama. Just clear, quiet confidence that's hard to argue with. The power in her approach is that no one expects it. People assume she's just quiet, or maybe not that involved. But when it really counts, she shows up and delivers in ways that shock everyone. That's her secret move. No big talk, just big action. And here's the best part. She doesn't care if people cheer her on. She's not working for validation, she's working for freedom. Freedom to choose her own path. Freedom to leave when something no longer serves her. Freedom to build a life that doesn't depend on approval. So, if anyone underestimates you just because you're not the loudest, remember this. Silence can be your strength. Let your work speak. And when it does, it speaks louder than any voice in the room. Power at work isn't just about fancy titles or who has the corner office. A lot of it lives in the quiet moments, the long pause in a meeting, the tension between teammates, or how someone suddenly changes their tone when a certain person is mentioned. Most people miss those signs, but not a Sigma female. She doesn't just hear the words, she reads the energy behind them, the shaky voice, the tight smile, the sudden silence. She notices it all. She's not reading a manual on office politics. She's learning from what she sees and hears every day. She watches who's losing their influence, who's rising without saying much, who's suddenly unsure. She doesn't need a memo to know what's really happening. She senses it. That awareness gives her an edge. While others are caught off guard by changes, she's already shifted her position. She's already made quiet moves to stay ahead. And the wild thing, most people don't even realize she's watching. She's not loud. She doesn't ask many questions, but she never forgets what she sees. She knows who to trust, who plays dirty, and who stays honest, even when no one's looking. That knowledge is power, And she uses it smartly, calmly, without making a scene. While others chase attention, she's gathering information. When things shake up, she's already steady. That's the Sigma advantage, understanding how the game works, without having to play it out loud. She watches, learns, and moves with silent accuracy that no one expects. Feelings can be powerful, but in the workplace, they can also get messy fast. Sigma females know this. That's why they keep their emotions in check at work, not because they don't care, but because they want to stay sharp. Workplaces are often full of drama, gossip, and emotional ups and downs. Some people get pulled into arguments, personal rivalries, or even office crushes. Sigma females avoid all of that. They keep their emotions private. They don't overshare. They don't get involved in rumors. They keep things calm and clear. Why? Because mixing personal feelings with work can blur lines and lead to poor decisions. She prefers to stay focused and professional. Her conversations are straight to the point, her attitude neutral, and her energy steady. And this creates something powerful: mystery. People can't read her. They wonder what she's thinking, what she might do next. That mystery gives her control. While others wear their hearts on their sleeves, she stays unreadable, and that keeps her ahead. Being emotionally calm also means she makes smarter choices. While others react with frustration or excitement, she thinks it through. She looks at the bigger picture, not just the heat of the moment. So while the workplace around her gets caught in feelings and distractions, she keeps rising quietly. Her emotional discipline helps her stay clear, focused, and always a few steps ahead. She doesn't let feelings lead the way. She leads with wisdom. Most people think boredom is a bad thing. In jobs where every day feels the same, it's easy to start feeling stuck. That's when people start checking the clock, scrolling through their phones, or just waiting for the day to end. But for a Sigma female, boredom is something completely different. It's a wake-up call. Instead of letting that empty feeling bring her down, she uses it as motivation. When her routine starts to feel dull, she doesn't drift away. She leans in. That boredom sparks ideas. It pushes her to grow, to build, and to use her time in smart ways. While others complain about their situation, she looks at the silence and slow moments as a door to something better. Boredom pushes her to explore, to think differently, and to try something new. Maybe it's starting a small business, picking up a new skill, or finding a better way to do her work. What others see as wasted time, she sees as a chance to rise. And here's the twist: no one sees it happening. While everyone else is distracted by gossip or going through the motions, she's quietly learning, planning, and getting ahead. By the time they notice, she's already created more options for herself and built a stronger future. Boredom doesn't stop her, it helps her move forward. So when things get slow, she doesn't complain. She creates, she builds, and that's what makes her powerful. There comes a moment for every Sigma female when the job that once excited her starts to feel too small. She's done the hard work, hit the goals, and proved herself again and again. But instead of feeling satisfied, something inside starts whispering, "It's time for more." This feeling doesn't hit all at once. It grows over time. Slowly, she sees that the rules, the limits, and the office space don't fit her anymore. She's not meant to just climb the ladder. She's meant to build her own. That's when everything changes. She takes the experience, the confidence, and the connections she's earned and starts thinking bigger. She might start her own company, create a brand, or build a life that has no limits. Whatever it is, it's hers. Sigma females don't wait for a green light. They don't need approval to level up. When they outgrow a space, they move. They don't leave out of anger. They leave because they've grown beyond the box they were in. If she's feeling the itch to leave, it's not a sign of trouble. It's a sign of evolution. She's no longer interested in playing someone else's game. She's ready to write her own rules. The world outside the office is full of open space, and she's ready to build something that truly reflects who she is. Every job has those moments when things go wrong. Projects fall apart, systems crash, people freak out. Most folks freeze or panic, hoping someone else will fix it. But the Sigma female, that's her cue to step in, quietly. She doesn't make a scene or ask for attention. She just gets to work. She doesn't need a title or permission. She sees what's wrong, thinks fast, and solves it, without drama, without delay. You might not even realize it was her who fixed things until later, when everything is running smoothly again. She doesn't brag. She doesn't point fingers. She just wants order. She finds power in being able to fix what's broken, and she does it on her terms. Over time, people begin to notice. When there's real trouble, she's the one they call. Not for gossip or chit-chat, but because she gets results. She's calm when others panic, focused when others flail. That's real leadership. Not loud, not flashy, just real. She becomes essential, not because she demands it, but because she delivers every time. And that kind of quiet strength? It stands out in a world full of noise. It's not just respected, it's unforgettable. Most people think the loudest person in the room is the one in charge, but the Sigma female knows better. She understands that silence, when used right, can be louder than any voice. She doesn't rush to speak. She doesn't interrupt. She doesn't fill the air with noise just to seem important. Instead, she lets silence work for her. When she walks into a meeting, she doesn't need to take over. She listens. She observes. She lets others reveal themselves, who's nervous, who's pretending, who's trying too hard. And when she finally speaks, the room stops, because everyone wants to hear what she's been thinking. Her silence builds curiosity. Her pause adds weight. Her stillness commands attention. This kind of control isn't forced. It's earned. She doesn't try to impress with long speeches. She impresses by being the one who only speaks when she has something real to say. The one who pauses after making a point, not to wait for applause, but to let her words settle in people's minds. While others try to lead with volume, she leads with presence. No need for power plays. Her quiet is the strongest move in the room. Most people only step up when they're asked. They wait for a promotion, a title, a green light. But Sigma females, they prepare before anyone even notices them. They sharpen their skills in silence. They study things outside their job description. They ask the hard questions no one's asking. Not because they're trying to show off, but because they know their moment will come. She doesn't wait to be chosen. She's already getting ready. That extra research, that side project, that unexpected skill she picked up months ago, it's all part of the plan. Because when a window of opportunity opens, maybe even just for a second, she doesn't scramble. She steps in, confident and calm, already prepared. People are shocked. How did she know what to do? But it's not luck. It's quiet preparation. It's thinking ahead. It's being 2 steps in the future while everyone else is stuck in the now. The Sigma female isn't building for today. She's building for when the world finally realizes what she's capable of. And by then, it's already too late to catch up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Click on the videos on screen to watch more. I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.